First Grand Circuit event for these 2-year-old trotting fillies, the Tompkins-Geers. 6 trotters picking up speed. Making a break there, that's the 3. Captainess Sawyer is well back now after that early miscue, and they're off and trotting. And from the outside, Walner's Grove gets the pedal down early and goes to the front. I Take the Cake, a nice beginning out from the 2-hole. I'll Have the Red settles in 3rd. Time'll Envy is racing in 4th. Blue Rare and Captainess Sawyer is now regained gate, but a long way back as the field moves towards that opening quarter. Walner's Grove and Doug McNair in charge by just over a length. Opening fraction of 28-2. I Take the Cake is racing in 2nd. About 4 lengths, 5 now and more, is I'll Have the Red. Time'll Envy is sitting in 4th. Blue Rare and Captainess Sawyer out of it for tonight after that early miscue. Down the backside they go. They got 3/8 in the books, and Walner's Grove in charge with a couple of length cushion. I Take the Cake at 6-1 is sitting in 2nd, and to the outside in 3rd, that's a Time'll Envy. I'll Have the Red. Ground saving trip now closing up, and Blue Rare followed by Captainess Sawyer. 59-2 is your halfway point, and Walner's Grove still in charge. McNair, he's got a nice grip on the lines. Walner's Grove looks sharp and smooth through that far turn. I Take the Cake still sitting in 2nd. I'll Have the Red now back to 3rd. Sitting in 4th, that's a Blue Rare. Time'll Envy has now fallen back to 5th, and your trailer is Captainess Sawyer. Towards the 3/4, Walner's Grove on that ground saving trip, 128-3, getting pressure on the outside. I Take the Cake is closing ground. Those 2 horses just 3 parts of a length apart. On the inside, Walner's Grove veering out. It was I Take the Cake, and I'll Have the Red going to try and open up right from between, and that hole is large. I'll Have the Red now pushing on and full head of steam. I'll Have the Red and Zeron, they pull this one going away. I'll Have the Red. 2nd was I Take the Cake and Walner's Grove. 1:57 the time in your Tompkins-Geers 2-year-old filly trot. Field of 8 picks up speed in the Tompkins-Geers. Here they come. And they're off. And pacing Melissa Speed from the 8-hole out aggressively. And down the middle, a bet's a bet. There's LD's Sabina getting away well as well from the middle of the field. On the inside, TH Check Me Out sets up in 4th. LD's Kimberly is 4th. Brian's Halo there and now tips to the outside. Savor the Moment and LD's Gina. It's Phil Hudon with Melissa Speed now giving way to LD's Sabina and McNair. They now take to the front of the quarter in 28 seconds. A bet's a bet also out and pushing on from 3rd to 2nd, and now we'll drive on to clear. A bet's a bet, and Scott Young now in front. TH Check Me Out, lots of action going on. TH Checks Me Out wants to play early, and will go after a bet's a bet. Those 2 horses even money, and they'll hook up down the backside about half a mile, just about in the books. TH Check Me Out, a bet's a bet. LD's Sabina and Melissa Speed, followed by LD's Kimberly. 57-2 to the halfway point. Brian's Halo is racing 6th. Savor the Moment now on the advance now from 7th, now 6th, and picking up positions. LD's Gina, the trailer, moving through the far turn. TH Check Me Out and Borth, they've got the front. A bet's a bet right there. Pocket sitting in 2nd. LD's Sabina is racing 3rd. Melissa Speed is 4th. On the outside, Savor the Moment is gaining now from 5th. 2nd over cover there for Brian's Halo and LD's Kimberly. 126, 3 parts of the way home, and they'll spin off the turn. TH Check Me Out and Borth. Here goes a bet's a bet going to work. Scott Young. Those 2 horses are hooking up in that final 1/8 of a mile. It's TH Check Me Out. A bet's a bet still going at it. TH Check Me Out holding the distance and getting it done. TH Check Me Out in the Tompkins-Geers. A bet's a bet followed by LD's Kimberly. 1:52-3. Second divisions in the Tompkins-Geers for 2-year-old trotting fillies. Field of 6 picking up speed. There they go. And they're off and trotting from the outside. A splash of green puts the accelerator down from the middle. It's Northern Teardrop on the inside. Can you keep a secret? There's a Chatty Matty setting up in 4th. Cupid Hall and Aura of Athena. It's a Splash of Green and James McDonald. They take to the front, and there, Northern Teardrop has gone off stride, self-destructing out of it early. It's a Splash of Green at 7-5, takes the field to the opening quarter-mile mark, and Can You Keep a Secret is racing second. 29 seconds, that's first fraction, a gap of about 4 back to Chatty Matty in third. Cupid Hall sitting in fourth, Aura of Athena, and the trailer after the miscue, Northern Teardrop. It's a Splash of Green by 3/8, leading towards the halfway mark. A Splash of Green in front. Right on the helmet there, that's Can You Keep a Secret. Chatty Matty is trotting in third. Cupid Hall single file in fourth, and Aura of Athena is fifth. Halfway point reached in 59-2, 30-2 last fraction, and a Splash of Green now drawing clear by about 3 lengths over Can You Keep a Secret as they move into that far turn. Chatty Matty is well spaced out in third. Cupid Hall gapped in fourth, and Aura of Athena followed by Northern Teardrop. They're well spaced out, chasing a Splash of Green around that far turn as they approach the 3/4 mile mark. It's a Splash of Green calling all the shots now in 1:28-1. It's a Splash of Green and McDonald. They lead it as they come for home. Can You Keep a Secret is now about 4 lengths back. Here comes Cupid Hall on the outside to improve position. Chatty Matty is sitting in fourth, and Aura of Athena, but a Splash of Green far the best in this division in the Tompkins-Geers for 2-year-old trotting fillies. It's a Splash of Green in front. Can You Keep a Secret? Looks like Cupid Hall for the show spot, 156-1.